is the PCSRA Radio Network and the Blue Hedgehog TV. We now interrupt your regular scheduled programming for the following sports special. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues, Incorporated, for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast, retransmission, or other dissemination or the use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of this show without the express written consent of the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues, Incorporated, is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to the PCSRA Paddock Pass Show. We're glad that you're here to start a new journey of the PCSRA as the chase for the 2021 championships begin. Welcome to the PCSRA Paddock Pass on the PCSRA Radio Network as we get ready to bring you all the racing for the 2021 season. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Now, for the greatest show on earth from today's episode of the PCSRA Paddock Pass from Yukon, Oklahoma, here's the voice of the PCSRA, Daniel Voiles.
Before we begin the national anthem, want to first off apologize for not having a Triple P show last week because of the fact I had the birthday week and it was really important to get that taken care of, so I just want to pass that along. So yeah, with that being said, I say hello and good evening on the East Coast, and welcome here to a Sunday night / Monday morning edition of Triple P. I'm the Blue Hedgehog, aka Daniel Voiles. Hopefully you guys are getting ready to have a great start to the work week. I know it's kind of cliche that we don't have, or actually no, let me rephrase that. We don't have a national anthem because I didn't feel like doing one. So yeah, first off, I want to apologize for no Triple P show last week because, like I said, we had the birthday bash and all that yada yada yada. Want to thank everybody again, if you haven't already, for the birthday wishes and all of that good stuff. So yeah, just gonna get this done and over with because I'm going to be doing this solo. Which I'll go ahead and kick off a few announcements before we get started. Number one is that up to this point, I have a total of, hi Great Lakes, I have just done the qualifiers for the Battle of the Sexes. Either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to be recording the main event. I'll probably do it tomorrow night when everybody is in bed around this time, so I get that up and get that taken care of, so that way it's up on my channel and all that. So yeah, as far as the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode is, I'll probably go live tomorrow to do the Monaco Grand Prix. Little disclaimer, if you have not seen the first two races from Bahrain and Spain, you might want to go check those out. If you're asking me why we went from Bahrain to Spain, that's because Codemasters / EA have not released all of the new tracks, which is Imola, Saudi Arabia, and Portimao. They will be coming out separately, so we'll get those tracks as soon as we can. Hi, Cody. That way, it's all taken care of. I'm going to do the show solo tonight because of the fact I want you guys to focus on you guys getting whatever you need to get done tonight. So, I will ask the panelists to send me their predictions tomorrow. So, when we're in the VC together, tomorrow. Good news is, it's only global we have to worry about this upcoming weekend that's coming up. NASCAR is off until Watkins Glen, which, if I look at my calendar real quickly before we kick off recapping, today is Today's the 18th, soon to be the 19th, so that is 1, 2. NASCAR will not be back until August the 7th, which is a few Saturdays from now. So there you go. MLB's Game of the Week will be back sometime this week. What teams will be playing at MLB's Game of the Week is yet to be determined. I know there's a couple of teams that have yet to play, like Rockies taking on the Brewers. It'll probably be this Saturday, time TBA, on when that will be, if you know what I mean. Okay. Let's get right into, first, we have to recap. We have to go all the way back to last weekend. Not this weekend that's about to conclude, but the previous weekend that we did not get to do the show, which was the last recap of as a 26-year-old. That's where we're going to start first. So first, we're going to recap the races we didn't recap last weekend, which explains why there was not a show last week. Those races were the following. And do not help me, I can find it. Thank you very much. They were Atlanta, Knoxville, New York City, Slinger, Townsville. Those races I did not recap last week. So those are the first races we're going to first recap that we did not recap as far as last week is concerned. So, let me see. Do I have all of the results? I do not. Oh, I do have Townsville. Okay, so I got Townsville. I got Formula E. I got the result from Slinger. And then, okay, so I got basically all the results. So, going back to get you caught up on what we didn't recap. So, let's kick off. Starting with Supercars, the first Townsville race. Well, don't worry, we'll get to recapping loud and all that later on the show. It's this past weekend that we didn't do, not the one that's coming to an end. This weekend that's coming to an end. So, the top 10 results from race 1 from last weekend at Townsville. The first Townsville race. Shane Van Gisbergen won, Jamie Winkup second, Antoine De Pascal finished third, Nick Paracat fourth, David Reynolds fifth, sixth was Tim Slade, James Courtney seventh, Cameron Waters eighth, Will Davidson ninth, and Mark Winterbottom, aka Frosty, complete the top 10. I actually have it on my phone still, Great Lakes, because I still didn't remove it, so I'm good. But thank you for the assist, though. The top 10 results in race 2. Shane Van Gisbergen won again. Jamie Winkup second. Antoine De Pascal finished third. Will Davison fourth. Will Brown fifth. Cameron Waters sixth. Todd Hazelwood seventh. Tim Slade eighth. Chaz Munster ninth. And Jack LeBlanc complete the top 10. Get rid of that. I will cover that later. Let me make sure I didn't delete the Formula E results from New York City. I did not. Okie dokie. The top 10 results from New York City from Formula E Race 1, which I believe was round 10. Yeah, round 10. Maximilian Gunter won, Jean-Eric Fern second, Lucas Degrassi third, Nick Cassidy fourth, Robert Fringe fifth, Sebastian Buemi sixth, seventh, Oliver Rowland eighth, Andre Lauderer, Sam Bird ninth, and Rene Rast completed the top 10. The top 10 results from race 2, Sam Bird the winner, Nick Cassidy second, Antonio Felix da Costa third, Pascal Verline fourth, Andre Lauderer fifth, Alexander Sims sixth, Norman Nato seventh, Robert Fringe eighth, Alex Lynn ninth, and Maximilian Gunter completed the top 10. The top 10 results from Slinger, which was last weekend. Marco Andretti the winner, Luke Verhanes got second, Tony Stewart third. We'll tell you what happened to Tony Stewart from last night. Haley Deegan fourth, Bobby Labonte fifth, Ernie Francis Jr. sixth, Willie T. Ribbs seventh, Greg Biffle eighth, Bill Elliott ninth, Elio Castroneves 10th, Paul Tracy 11th, and Michael Waltrip rounded out the field for Slinger. Then we go to the Truck Series. Yes, we're still on last week's part, folks, if you're just tuning in, so just letting you all know. So we go back to Knoxville for the Truck Series. Actually, no. They did run the heat races, thankfully. The race was chaotic. In a, shall we say, a demolition derby, even though I still love Knoxville, but I was not expecting a demolition derby, which it happened. First incident was Johnny Sauter getting spun off turn number 4. The 51 that was driven by Brian Brown also spun coming off of going into turn 3. Jessica Friesen spun coming off turn 2, which ended stage number 1. That was won by Derek Krause. In fact, Derek Krause swept the first 2 stages. Then he gets involved in an incident with Jessica Friesen, the 44 Morgan Alexander, and the 99 that was driven by Ben Rhodes. Morgan Alexander, making his first start of the season, unfortunately went out of the race. That's too bad. He was having a good run so far. Brian Brown spun off turn number 4, which ended stage 2. As I mentioned, Derek Krause won stage 2. Then the 3, Parker Price Miller, and the 24 of Jack Wood had contact off turn number 4. Jack Wood had some very heavy damage. His race was done. Then Derek Krause spun off turn number 4. Then Stuart Friesen got into the 40 truck of... Does that say 40 truck? Yeah, 40 truck. Let me see who was driving the 40 truck. That was Ryan Truex. Hi, Sean. If any of you are wondering what I'm recapping, I'm recapping the Knoxville, Atlanta, yada yada yada. If you guys are confused what I'm recapping. But just a little heads up. Then Chris Windham had a tire go down, which brought out a caution, which was turn 2. The 37, driven by Brett Moffitt, spun off turn number 4. Brett Moffitt making which was a big damage. His race was done. Then John Nemechek, Sheldon Creed, Haley Deegan, Johnny Sauter, and the 45 of, if I can find Jet Nolan had a wreck off turn number 2. Nolan was done. Sheldon Creed was done, or they continued on. That led to the green-white checker, the first one, and we had the dreaded big one. Yes, a huge wreck, which involved the following, and bear with me, there was a lot of them. The 9 of Cody Robar, the 15 of... Trying to find the 15 here on this results. Do not help me, I can find it. Or is it 16? It says 15, but somebody probably derped. I think it was either the 13 or the 15. I couldn't tell who. Oh, 15 was Tanner Gray. Duh. That's what happens when I haven't done recapping last week, so my bad. The 1 of Haley Deegan, Norm Benning, the 25 of Josh Berry, the 26 of Tyler Ankrum, the 21 of Zane Smith, the 41 of Dawson Cram. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Cody Erickson. My bad. I thought Dawson Cram was in 41. 23, that was driven by Chase Purdy. The 04 of Chase Briscoe. Somebody dirt because they put the 6 on here twice. The 34 of Jake Griffin. The 17 of Donnie Schultz. The 2 of Sheldon Creed. The 45 of Jet Nolan. The 02 of Chris Windham. The 34 of Jake Griffin. Well, looks like they put, Jake Griffin were involved. The race was red flagged. Then Austin Wayne Self. Then Austin Wayne Self gets it with Ryan Truex and the 20. That was driven by 20. Where are you? 20. Kyle Strickler. That's who was in the 20. Then Stuart Friesen, Tyler Ankrum, Johnny Sauter, and the 21. Zane Smith caused the final yellow. It took him 5 overtimes, and Austin Hill, when it was all said and done, took the checker flag and won the Wreckfest Corn Belt 150 at Knoxville. The top 10 results for the truck race: Austin Hill winner, Chandler Smith second, Grant Infinger third, Todd Gillen fourth, Derek Krause fifth, Matt Crafton sixth, Ben Rhodes seventh. Eighth was Brian Brown, Tate Fogelman ninth, Danny Bone complete the top 10. So there you go. With that 11th place result, John Hunter Nemechek clinched the regular season championship with one round race to go for the truck series. Moving to Atlanta for the Xfinity Series race. I'm not even going to tell you how it went, but I'll have to do it anyway. Competition yellow, no surprise there. Stage 1 was won by Kyle Busch, no surprise. First actual incident, Matt Mills got into the back of David Starr, sent David Starr into the wall. Also forgot to mention, Austin Dillon replaced Michael Annett because Michael Annett was injured while he was training. He missed Atlanta as well as this week's race at Loudon, which we'll tell you what happened at Loudon later on the show. You'll be shocked at what happens. And we'll also talk about what happened to Kyle Busch later on when we get to Loudon in the Cup side. Back to that. Then we had the 31 that was driven by Josh Berry. He spun off turn 4. Of course, he was a replacement for Michael Annett at Loudon, which we'll get to later on the show. Kyle Busch won stage 2, no surprise there. Then the 52 of Greg Gaulding nosed it into the inside wall. Then C.J. McLaughlin came to pit road. He was not feeling well. He was taken out of the car. David Starr got in and finished the race. C.J. McLaughlin was dehydrated. He was taken to the care center, which he was then later released, so that's good news to hear. While that was going on, Brandon Jones got turned by Ryan Sieg going into turn number 3. Did some pretty significant damage to Brandon Jones's car. His race was done. Then Carson Ware caused a late race yellow as he spun down the back straightaway. Of course, his race was D-O-N-E. Then Brandon Brown and the 47 of Kyle Weatherman got together on the next yellow. And then the final caution, Kyle Busch decided that Daniel Hemrick was not clear. He gets turned by Kyle Busch. In the process, collected A.J. Allmendinger and all that. And at the end of the day, Kyle Busch won his 102nd. That was because of the fact that C.J. McLaughlin was sick, Cody, at Atlanta, which I found out he had no air conditioner. That's why he had to get out of the car, and he was taken to the care center straight away. So, yeah, that's what happened. So, Kyle Busch ended up winning his 102nd and possibly his final Xfinity race. So, top 10 results from Atlanta from the Xfinity Series. Kyle Busch, the winner. Jeff Burton, second. Noah Gragson, third. Justin Haley, fourth. Ty Dillon, fifth. Brett Moffitt, sixth. Justin Allgaier, seventh. Jeremy Clements, eighth. Sam Mayer, ninth. And Austin Cindric completed the top 10. Then we go to the Cup Series race at Atlanta, which is the Quaker State 400, presented by Walmart. Competition yellow, no surprise there. Blah, 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 blah. The only incident of the race was Cody Ware spun off turn number 2, which Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Daniel Suarez got collected in that mess. Suarez continued on. Stenhouse dropped out of the race late with a suspension failure. Nothing happened in Stage 1. Kyle Busch won Stage 1. Stage 2 was won by Kurt Busch, only for the race to be red flagged because the track came apart on the front straightaway. Yeah. Have we seen that several times before? Martinsville, where Jeff Gordon's car was destroyed when the track came apart? Yeah. So that's why they red flagged the race for 19 minutes. Nothing else happened in Stage 3, and when it was all said and done, Kurt Busch goes on to win at Atlanta, his first win of the season on the old Atlanta, and locked himself a spot into the playoffs. I just belched. I do apologize. So, the top 10 results for the Cup race. Kurt Busch won, Kyle Busch second. Martin Truex Jr. 3rd, Alex Bowman 4th, Ryan Blaney 5th, Tyler Reddick 6th, Chase Elliott 7th, Christopher Bell 8th, Matt DeBetta 9th, and Brad Keselowski complete the top 10. Now, regarding about that race, if I had to give you the ratings from Atlanta, so for Slinger, 9, Townsville, 9, New York City, 8, Knoxville, the panelists and I agreed, we gave it a 6, because I was not expecting that race to be a demolition derby. Atlanta, 6.5 for both Xfinity and Cup races, so there you go. We do not have any injury. Like I said, the injury report, Michael Annett underwent surgery this past week, had to miss the Loudon race. Josh Berry ended up replacing him, so there you go. So, yeah. This day in history, I'm going to do it after we go through the other stuff, if you know what I mean. Now, we got that taken care of. We'll talk about the special events in the NR report. So now that we got Atlanta and all that done, let's talk about the races from this weekend that just concluded. Starting with Townsville. Yay. Back to Townsville, yes. The top 10 results from Supercars race number uno. Cameron Waters, to my surprise, won. Antoine De Pascal, 2nd. Chaz Monster, 3rd. Tim Slade, 4th. Jamie Whincup, 5th. Shane Van Gisbergen, 6th. Scott Pye, 7th. James Courtney, 8th. Todd Hazelwood, 9th. And Will Brown completed the top 10. The top 10 results for race 2. SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen won. Jamie Whincup, 2nd. Chaz Monster, 3rd. Will Davidson, 4th. Todd Hazelwood, 5th. Scott Pye, 6th. Brody Kosecki finished 7th, Antoine De Pascal 8th, David Reynolds 9th, Mark Winterbottom 10th. And the top 10 results from race 3, Cameron Waters wins the round, takes 2 of 3, SVG 2nd, Will Davidson 3rd, Todd Hazelwood 4th, Anton De Pascal 5th, Jamie Whincup 6th, James Courtney 7th, Mark Winterbottom 8th, Chaz Monster 9th, and Nick Paracat completed the top 10. The top 10 results from Silverstone, starting with let's start with F2 and then the W Series. So, race 1, Robert Schwartzman won, Jury Vip 2nd, Christian Lundgaard, who, interesting enough, is my teammate in the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. If you have not seen, like I said, the first 2 episodes, it's on my playlist. Felipe Drogovic 4th, Theo Pachari 5th, Oscar Piastri 6th, Liam Lawson 7th, Dan Tickham 8th, Marcus Armstrong 9th, Richard Vascoul complete the top 10. In race number 2, Richard Vascoul won, Marcus Armstrong 2nd, Dan Tickham 3rd, Oscar Piastri 4th, Liam Lawson 5th, Jury Vip 6th, 7th was Felipe Drogovic, David Beckham 8th, Liam Zindelli 9th, and Theo Pachari completed the top 10. And then for race number 3, Ganyu Zhou 1, Dan Tickham 2nd, Oscar Piastri 3rd, Richard Vascoul 4th, Robert Schwartzman 5th, Felipe Drogovic 6th, Jury Vip 7th, Theo Pachari 8th, Liam Zindelli 9th, and Jihan Darvala completed the top 10. The top 10 results from the W Series at Silverstone. Alice Powell 1, Fabian Woolwan 2nd, Jamie Chadwick 3rd, Emma Kimmelainen 4th, Noreen Martini 5th, Becky Visser 6th, Sarah Moore 7th, Abby Pulling 8th, Abby Eaton 9th, and Jessica Hawkins completed the top 10. Then we go to the F1 race for the Grand Prix, which, by the way, they had their sprint race, which, let me get the results from the sprint race before we get to the main event. Let me do this. The sprint race was really interesting, if you ask me, based on the fact that that strategy was really, well, they all ran 17 laps on one set of tires, if you know what I mean. So, the results from the sprint race, if I could find the sprint race results. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I want the sprint race results. By the way, if you're wondering who won the sprint race, was Max Verstappen. More on what happened between him and Lewis Hamilton in just a second. If I I can't find the sprint results. Let's do this. F1 sprint race. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, the sprint race was interesting. Max Verstappen won the sprint race. Lewis Hamilton finished second. Valtteri Bottas finished third. I'm trying to find the sprint race, which for some reason I can't find it. Give me a second. You can go away, please and thank you. I don't need... No, you can go away. Thank you very much. Results. No, you can go away. Okay, here it is. Sprint qualifying results. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, the top 5. Ricciardo, Alonso, Vettel, Russell, who, by the way, got a 3 grid spot penalty for the main event, and Esteban Ocon completed the top 10. When it came time for the main event, however, drama kicked off early. The 2 championship contenders, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, touched going into Cops, which is that right-hander before you go to Maggots and Baggots. Max Verstappen, monstrous hit the wall at, hi 8-bit, hit the wall at 52 Gs. Hit the wall so hard it broke the tire wall. That brought out not only the safety car, but the red flag, and caused a lot of damage. Max Verstappen was okay. He was taken to the medical center, then was taken to a hospital for checks. He was then checked and released from the medical center. When the race did get going, however, Lewis Hamilton had to serve a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision in that regard. But he came storming all the way back and ended up winning the British Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel spun on the restart after the red flag was lifted, so that was the only thing that happened. But yeah, the 2 championship contenders I did not expect to collide at Silverstone, and I'm not going to say this was disrespectful, and I'll give you my opinion about this. You know, as much as Lewis Hamilton winning that race, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter just ripping the British crowd. You know, racing is a difficult sport, okay? Racing is very dangerous. But cheering somebody, especially a championship contender, where they nearly got injured, and you're cheering, I think the British crowd should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. Cheering on Max Verstappen getting almost hurt or injured is a big no-no, and, you know, and I feel like that was just disrespectful in my opinion. Let me know what you all think in the chat, what you think about that. So, back on topic, Lewis Hamilton won, Charles Leclerc second, Valtteri Bottas third, Lando Norris fourth, Daniel Ricciardo fifth, Carlos Sainz Jr. sixth, Fernando Alonso seventh, Lance Stroll 8th, Esteban Ocon 9th, and Yuki Tsunoda completed the top 10. That's just my opinion on the whole ordeal, if you know what I mean. So, but like I said, that was kind of really disrespectful by the British crowd cheering on Max Verstappen getting almost hurt, and I have a serious problem with that, if you know what I mean. And everybody would 100% agreed with me. This is what Max Verstappen said on Instagram, and you guys can have this debate in the chat. First of all, I am glad I'm okay. It was quite an impact at 51 Gs, but feeling better. Obviously very disappointed with being taken out like this. The penalty given does not help us in any way and doesn't do justice to the dangerous move Lewis made on track. Watching the celebrations after the race while still in hospital is disrespectful and unsportsmanlike behavior, but we move on. End quote. Let me know what you guys think of what that was said. Top 10 results real quickly from Nashville last night. Chase Elliott won, Tony Stewart 2nd, Bill Elliott 3rd, Bobby Labonte 4th, Paul Tracy 5th, Ernie Francis Jr. 6th, Michael Waltrip 7th, Tony Kanaan 8th, Elio Castroneves 9th, Haley Deegan 10th, Marco Andretti 11th, Willie T. Ribs 12th. Tony Stewart is your 2021 Camping World SRX Series Drivers Champion. Congratulations to him. Now, let's talk about Loudon. Oh, do I want to talk about Loudon? Yes. Starting with the Xfinity Series. I know if you did not see the Xfinity Series, let's tell you what the heck happened. Ormy told me it was a board fest, and here's why he says that. We had a competition yellow lap 22, 25. First actual incident. On the restart, Brandon Jones ran into the back of Riley Herbst, collected Sam Mayer and Brett Moffitt in that regard. Also, the 99 got involved in the incident under the first yellow. He was done in that regard. Mayer and Jones were done for the day. Brett Moffitt continued on. And so did the 98 of Riley Herbst. Nothing else happened in Stage 1. Christopher Bell won Stage 1 and Stage 2. Then the final caution of the race was the 23 at Patrick Emmerling, making his first start of the season. Pounded the wall off turn 4, flat tire, which is no surprise if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, Christopher Bell won the Xfinity race. The top 10 results for the Xfinity Series was Christopher Bell, the winner, Justin Allgaier, 2nd, Daniel Hemrick, 3rd, Austin Cindric, 4th, Harrison Burton, 5th, Justin Haley, 6th, Myatt Snyder, 7th, Josh Berry, 8th, who, by the way, replaced Michael Annett, for anyone wondering what I said earlier. Brett Moffitt, 9th, Riley Herbst, despite all that damage, came back to get 10th. If you thought if you thought the British crowd from the British Grand Prix was bad, the Cup race got worse. Here's why I say that, and this might shock a lot of people because somebody from JGR is in big trouble. Let me tell you why I say that. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. spun and crashed. Kyle Busch rear end damage. Truex got both the left front and the back of the car. Hamlin 360. Bowman didn't hit anything. That's what brought the yellow because NASCAR thought it was smart enough to start the race on a damp track 7 laps into a 301. Well, technically it was shorter because of darkness, but you get the point. But this is what pissed a lot of people off. Kyle Busch, after dropping the window net down, thought it would be smart enough to run into the back of the damn pace car, try to take the damn bumper off the pace car for no reason. Yeah. I don't think NASCAR is going to be happy with Kyle Busch. And I can tell you Radioactive is going to be really interesting. You know, I understand Kyle Busch being frustrated because of the fact that, you know, he had a good car and he could have won this race and all that. But there is no excuse for a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, you know, to flip the bird at NASCAR. Yes, he flipped off the NASCAR tower, runs into the back. Yeah. He ran into the back of the pace car. It's like, what did the pace car do to you? You know, it forced the pace car to go to a backup car, shockingly. So, NASCAR is going to investigate Kyle Busch, and if they find out that Kyle Busch did that intentionally, there's a very good chance Kyle Busch may get not just a fine, he might get suspended, and that would cause chaos in the playoffs, if you know what I mean. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments section. Said Kyle Busch day was done. Of course, although he could get punished by NASCAR, we'll have to wait and see what NASCAR says. The race was red flagged for 1 hour and 41 minutes for the track to dry. When the race did get restarted, getting on topic, Bubba Wallace and the 38 of Anthony Alfredo spun. off turn number 4. Rest of stage 1 was calm and clean. After that, chaos. That was won by Ryan Blaney. Then the 0-0 of Quinn Hoff got into the back of got turned by Ryan Newman. Then Quinn Hoff decided to be stupid enough to run the side of Ryan Newman, which is no surprise if you ask me. Then Chris Buescher hits Bubba Wallace again, which Bubba Wallace was not loving it because he was driving the McDonald's car. Funny pun. Anyway, that brought out a yellow. Rest of stage 2 was coming clean. That was won by Brad Keselowski. NASCAR called the race. Even though they got past the halfway mark, the race was official. Eric Almirola snapped a long losing dry spell dating back to the Talladega race from the round of 12 in 2018 to get his first win of the season, Stewart-Haas's first win of the season, and Eric Almirola is now into the playoffs. Yeah. So the result from the Cup race, which is, by the way, official, Eric Almirola won. Christopher Bell nearly swept, but at least I'm happy Christopher Bell got second, so at least I'll take something out of today. Rounding out the top 5 were the Penske trio of Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney. Kevin Harvick 6th. Best run for Kevin Harvick this season. Kyle Larson 7th. He, by the way, has taken the points lead away from Denny Hamlin, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check the points. Ross Chastain 8th. Alex Bowman 9th. Denny Hamlin came home in the 10th position. Alright, Triple P panelists, give me your ratings of New Hampshire. I'm curious what you guys want to say. For me, Silverstone, despite the controversy and Lewis Hamilton getting threatened by a bunch of people on social media, which was really uncalled for, I'll say Silverstone is an 8. Townsville, 9. There you go. However, Loudon, Xfinity race was so boring, I felt like I was going to fall asleep. Well, good thing I didn't watch the Xfinity race, because Fitzy said it was boring. 6-5 for Loudon. For Cup, oh boy. I'm going to rate it 6-5 as well. Not just because Kyle Busch lost his temper, but the fact NASCAR got blindsided by a spit of rain, which, you know, I could say, you know, NASCAR, yes, could be 100% at fault, but Kyle Busch retaliating at the pace car, you know, Kyle Busch should also be at fault as well for running in the back of the pace car, because he pulled off a, I think it was Cole Trickle who was told to hit the pace car, yeah. So yeah, NASCAR is also at fault for letting that happen, but Kyle Busch is at fault for what he did, plain and simple, because I just don't know what Kyle Busch was thinking, and NASCAR is definitely going to review that, and if they do find that was uncalled for by Kyle Busch, there is going to be a fine. Plus, Kyle Busch could get fined for giving the gesture, which, by the way, is not the first time Kyle Busch would be fined. Of course, he did that at Texas in 2010. Costed him a championship. Go figure. So, there you go. Even though Kyle Busch is in the playoffs, it was, like I said, totally uncalled for what Kyle Busch did. So, there you go. So, we're just going to have to wait and see what NASCAR is going to do. You know, will there be consequences to Kyle Busch? Does NASCAR take the responsibilities of they should have postponed it, but they didn't? You know, will they take responsibility in that? Will there be any discipline for Kyle Busch? Right now, we don't know. But it sure is what everybody's been talking about on Twitter, probably tonight, and they're going to probably discuss that tomorrow, if you know what I mean. So, there might have been a fight in Victory Lane. Well, I don't think there was I don't think they had a fight. So, but like I said, you know, Kyle Busch's actions is really something that needs to be taken into accountable, if you know what I mean. So, again, let me know what you all think about the Kyle Busch incident. Eric Almirola versus Austin Dillon. Which, by the way, sadly, Cody got a prediction right. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for me because I got a prediction wrong. Which was, Kevin Harvick will have more wins than his teammates. Wrong. Now, Almirola would have wins, unless Harvick can prove me wrong, which we'll see. So, let's get into the top story news. It was announced earlier this week that Brad Keselowski is now officially going to be leaving Penske Racing at the end of the season. He will be replaced by Austin Cindric. Now, Austin Cindric was originally supposed to be driving the 21. Because of that news being changed, Harrison Burton, to the shock of a lot of people, will now take over the famous Wood Brothers ride in 2021. And my thought is it shocked that Almirola is shoved? Well, remember, they're trying to make the playoffs. You know, you have to get a win to get into the playoffs. I'll say that in Almirola's defense. He was desperate to win. I think everybody who's right near that cut line is desperate to win these next 4 races until we get to the playoffs, you know. So they're probably desperate, trying to get a win, trying to get into the playoffs, making sure they stay in the top 30 in the points for their wins to count towards a spot in the playoffs. Simple as that. But back to Harrison Burton. I feel like he should have had one more year in Xfinity. I feel like he kind of rushed himself, which Cody will probably get, no doubt, a prediction right, if he does have a prediction right, that somebody would get rushed up too quickly. That's just my opinion. I mean, while I'm happy about Harrison Burton having the right, I just feel like he might have been rushed a little too quickly. Let me know what you guys think in the chat regarding about that ordeal, if you know what I mean. Next topic, let me go to supercars. Supercar news that was yesterday. Supercars can confirm today it tends to return to Queensland Raceway in August in what would be the 8th round of the 2021 Repco Supercar Championship. Supercar plans to hold the event as a 2-day, 3-race week across August 21st through 22nd. It follows last week's announcement that the Sydney Super Night, that was supposed to have been coming up, will shift to a later date due to the COVID situation. So there you go. Zach Brown did not attend the British GP due to testing positive for COVID-19 despite being vaccinated. So he is currently isolating. He will be back when we go to Budapest in a couple of weeks' time. Here's one for the you won't believe this. Friday, Connecticut police, along with the IMSA officials, arrested a fan for reckless endangerment in a motorhome. Yeah, who had that on their bingo card list for that, which is shocking. So, yeah, and for a further discussion about Lime Rock and all that, join Zachary Taylor, Nathan Orr, and myself for the IMSA podcast this Tuesday. We are going to definitely talk about that. Oh my god. Yeah, add that to the list of what the hell just happened. Same with the other news we have on that deal. So, there you go. Getting back on topic here. Oh, did I post the... Okay. Okay, Formula E calendar was already released and all that. We are still waiting to hear word from the Chinese government on whether or not the Chinese Grand Prix that's been postponed will be happening or not, which actually I can look it up while I'm thinking about that, if we heard anything. It still says postponed, so yeah. So yeah. Da 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 da. So, looking. Oh, NASCAR announced that Roughedge Mortgage is now the new president sponsor of Victory Lane at its facilities, replacing Gatorade. So now it's going to be called Ruoff Mortgage Victory Lane. I still will call it Gatorade Victory Lane because that's why. Yeah. Kyle Larson is re-signed to a 2-year extension through 2023. We should get news that Chase Elliott and William Byron will also probably get extended through 2023, which would be nice if that were to happen, if you know what I mean, which, there you go. Kevin Harvick has denied rumors that he's going to be buying JTG Daughtery Racing, which, by the way, Kevin Harvick laughed it off, and it was false. So, there you go. Brad Keselowski released the following statement after his announcement from leaving Team Penske. This is what he said, quote, "Getting to drive for Mr. Roger Penske in the number 2 has been a tremendous opportunity, and I'm so proud of the success we had together. His guidance has helped me both as a better competitor, but even more a better man. When I first walked through the doors at Team Penske, the team had 65 Cup Series wins and was on the hunt for their first NASCAR championship. Over our years together, we developed into a formidable force. Today, the team has more than 130 Cup wins, 2 Xfinity championships, 2 Cup Series championships. I am so proud to have played a role in these wins and milestones. Looking to the future, I wish Austin, Cindric, and the team all the best in this next chapter. I send my sincerest gratitude to the entire 2 crew for their commitment and work over these past 12 years. I know they will continue to do great things together with Austin at the wheel. Making the decision to part ways with Team Penske to embrace a new opportunity and challenge was a difficult one, and one that I not take lightly. I know I'm leaving in a good place, though, and I'm both excited and eager to share the details of what's next for me soon. Right now, my focus remains on winning more races in 2021 and giving it my all to take down our second championship," end quote. Which means also we're going to be getting an announcement on Tuesday, which is not yet official until Tuesday, but Roush Fenway Racing will announce on Tuesday, which we know will be official. Brad Keselowski will be going over to Roush Fenway Racing. Who would he be replacing is going to be the question. We'll just have to wait and see, because Ryan Newman does not have any plans. I don't know about Chris Buescher as far as plans for 2022. So, we'll keep an eye on that. Kyle Larson won in a backup car at Eldora last night, so good job to him in that regard so far. The NR 2003 update. Oh boy, this is going to be fun in that regard. Okay, here are the top 10 finishers from the TMSRA Invitational this past Tuesday. June Einstein back to victory lane for the first time since COTA of 2015, her first win of 2021. Nice top 5 run from Lauren Ekstrom. Amber Whitecastle second. Matilda Cobb, Erica Douglas, now part of Daniel Voiles Racing. Chelsea Richards, the defending Buffalo Wild Wings Series champion Rebecca Hawkins finished 7th, Chelsea Richards 6th. Chloe Carmichael 8th, Mackenzie Thompson 9th, Becky Walters completed the top 10. Here are the results from the birthday bash. Ben Tennyson, his second win of 2021, his first in the special event. Defending series champion Nathan Orman finished in a poor 36th place finish, but it was a points-paying result. Nice top 5 for Sean Art in his home race. Nice top 10 run from Lacey Washington. in that regard. Should look through looking at the rest of the results. Some of these drivers did not finish the race because of the wrecks that happened. Our next special race will be at Richmond for the Battle of the Sexes. For a further discussion, as that is the results from the birthday bash. So congratulations to both June Einstein and Ben Tennyson for winning these special events. Julie Kane won at Dover, which is good. By the way, for a further discussion on the CRLA's version from Dover and Atlanta, join Miss McMillan tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time for Inside the Diva Series. Quinn Hoff should be fired. Yeah, but the problem with Quinn Hoff is money, 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 money. Just like with Austin Cindric, the reason he's going to 2 is because of money, 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 and Austin's dad wanting his kid to be in the Cup Series. So there you go. It's money, 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 money. That's why these drivers who get rushed up, it's because of money and their parents doing that. So there you go. Yeah, more like family, money, the whole 9 yards. Okay, you get the point. That's it for the NR 2003 news. I'll probably go over this day in history with you guys in the VC tomorrow. So let's tell you what happened in the NASCAR standings, because like I said, NASCAR is off until we go to Watkins Glen, which is this. The regular season finale for trucks, Xfinity, and Cup will be at Watkins Glen, so there won't be any NASCAR to cover between now and August. So it's kind of like what I like to call an F1 the summer break. Which reminds me, F1 will have their final race before the summer break, as I said, in Budapest in a couple of weeks, which is August, which then they'll have their summer break, which we should be hearing news about the silly season for them going into 2022, which, by the way, they're not even halfway through their season, which is really shocking, if you know what I mean. So here is the NASCAR standings, and then we'll preview the races coming up for this upcoming weekend, which, by the way, is centered around global, because, like I said, this week and next week is global, as I said, because NASCAR is off due to NBC and NBCSN's coverage of the Olympic Games, which could be the final Olympic Games for NBCSN. We'll have to wait and see. So the NASCAR standings that I want to thank Cody Smart for updating. The NASCAR tally, out of a possible 6, Cody Smart nearly got all of them. So Cody won NASCAR this weekend. The next closest was Taylor, myself, Orman, Q-Man, Kyle England, Great Lakes. Yeah, so the NASCAR standings after New Hampshire is, well, let's say it's a runaway. Cody Smart, 182 points. Zachary Taylor, 139, which is a pretty big gap for Taylor to try to overcome. Nathan Orman started at 128. Yours truly, almost in the triple digit. I'm at 99. I'm still in the double digits, but hopefully at Watkins Glen we'll get into triple digits. Great Lakes is now 5th at 33 points. Quentin Moore jumps to 6th at 28 points. Cody Goforth and Kyle England tied for 7th at 27. And Brendan Rogers round out the field with 26. Which, by the way, I do want to mention, we put the 9 points automatically into the NASCAR standings with the fact now CTMP is canceled and all that, yada, yada, yada. So there you go. Now, let's preview the two races we got coming up. The FIA Formula E World Championship, which this week for them, they're in London. Yes, London. Again, panelists for the Triple P show. You'll make your predictions for that tomorrow. As for the Formula E and DTM. Formula E is in London. DTM this week are in, if I can find it, they're at Euro, which, shockingly enough, it's their second race of the season. Which you're all like, wait, their second race? Yeah, they haven't raced in over a month since Monza. So, there you go. So, 2 races at DTM, and also 2 races for Formula E. So, that is a total of, if you do the math, 3, 6, 9, 12 points up for grabs. So, looking forward to see how Formula E is going to do at London, which, by the way, is the penultimate weekend in Formula E, because they will have their summer break before their season finale at the track they just finished the final 6 races of last season at, which is Germany, because we already got the 2022 calendar already released, or Season 8, if you'd like to call it. So going to be interesting to see what's going to happen for London, if you know what I mean. So, again, as same rules apply, whatever you make in the first race, you'll make in the second. Which, funny thing is, DTM and Formula E, whatever you predict in the first race, it will be the same rules applied for race number 2. So, there you go. Should be interesting to see what's going to happen at Germany, as well as London. So, there you go. So, I'm going to go ahead and get into predictions. Like I told the panelists, you'll make your predictions tomorrow when we're in the VC together. So, you know the drill. Driver to win, driver stay away from dark horse. So, here are the global standings right now as we come out of the British GP. Get ready for these 2 races coming up. It is still close. If you think the NASCAR standings is kind of like a runaway with Cody Smart, but Cody Smart and I have been trading the points lead back and forth in global. Because with my performance, I ended up getting the most points by over 2 points over Cody Smart, and I got a 1-point lead over Cody, 240 to 239. Nathan Orman third at 196, Zachary Taylor 193, Brendan Rogers 65, Cody Goforth 59. So there you go. That's how close it is. All right. So Formula E and DTM. Well, that's going to make it easy for predictions, or for recapping next week, till we get into this week's upcoming events and all that, yada yada yada. So there you go. Okay. I'm going to do it in ABC order, however. So, at least only I, and only I, will get to make the predictions for global. So there you go. Or actually, for the tally as far as global is concerned, because, well, there you go. Okay. So that means as I'm currently finishing up, because I forgot to do this earlier. My bad. Okay. Alright, Formula E for both races. Driver to win. I'll need Cody to help me out on which one's too easy and all that. Driver to win for Formula E. Let me look at this result, shall we? Excuse me. I just belched. Okay, me smacking CJ while making my predictions is accepted. Okay, driver to win. This is a close fight, if you know what I mean. I'm going to go with the reigning champion, Antonio Felix da Costa, for driver to win. And like I said before, we are, every time you hear me say the two-letter word, it's exempt because of the fact that that's the only exemption. So there you go. All right. Driver to stay away from for me. I am going to say, I'm going to pick somebody from the top 10 of the Drivers' Championship is how I'm going to do my predictions. I'm going to say Eduardo Montara for driver to stay away from. If you hear some yelling in the background, I do apologize. That's between my roommate and my weekend guys, so just FYI. Dark horse. I'm going to take Sam Bird as the dark horse. And for DTM, getting to the results if you ask me. Please hold that thought if you're going to tell me something. Driver to win for DTM. I'll let you hold that thought, Toby, before you say a word. To me, when you look at DTM, you have to say the sentence, what did I get myself into? I'm going to say, give me Alex Albon as the dark horse. And sorry if I'm stealing Taylor's method, but I don't give a bloody crap if it's midnight out west for you guys. Driver to stay away from. Let's see. I'm looking at the races from Monza. Let's see. I'm not going to pick one of those bottom drivers because I know the sentence is going to be too easy. I'm going to actually take... I'm going to say stay away from Nico Mueller. Yes, Nico Mueller, stay away from. Because I don't know how many cars are going to be in the race for Germany. Because, yeah, it's their second race weekend. So they still have a long way to go. So, and for the driver to win, I'm going to say Marco Wittmann. So, yes. That's impressive.
Yeah.
You just did that just now?
Yes.
You know the best part about that?
What?
I just got that on the stream. Yeah, now Daryl's going to be mad at me because the best part of you doing that crap is okay, Formula E is good thing, okay. So, yeah. Yes, I think I caught a lot of people by surprise on Nico Mueller, if you know what I mean, so, really did. I know what you got. Oh! Taylor's gonna kill you, Cody. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I gotta do this. And I just got CJ. Oh, man. But, yeah. Cody's like, what did he do? Oh! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh. Yeah, yep, Taylor's out trigger because I just told him in his DM on Messenger. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna do something. I know, nice motivational belch. You know, the best part of you guys scaring Daryl is that I have it on the stream. That's even funny, so. I'm just roasting CJ in my on Messenger. That's funny.
That's good.
Yes. Oh, CJ's gonna get disqualified on that. So, anyway. Okay. Cody is watching rock and roll. Oh, Taylor's on. Speaking of Taylor. Oh no, Taylor's on. Oh no. So. Oh man. I just got CJ to roast himself. Oh, saw that one coming, Taylor. I saw that one coming 3 seconds away. To be fair, Cody, Allie is not in the chat, if you know what I mean. To be fair, Cody, Allie's not in this chat, so we're safe for now, if you know what I mean. So, don't we love the amazing, great things about this show? Oh, great. Let's take a look at this week's upcoming events. Like I said before, I believe Elijah, and I don't know, and I'll have to get confirmation from Taylor. I believe Elijah is going to do the pit stop show in a couple of weeks when they get back to normal, because I know they will be off for a while, if that is indeed the case. Unless I get a confirmation from either on Danny Ball Z. Okay, I got no comment. But anyway, so we'll get confirmation tomorrow as far as that's concerned. But also on this week's upcoming events, we have the MSL podcast coming up on Tuesday. We'll have Zachary Taylor, Nathan Norman, and we'll talk about all that good stuff. With Lime Rock. Also do the Overwatch League podcast at the same time with the MSL podcast, so that will be a doubleheader on Tuesday, and we'll see what happens. That's a look at this week's upcoming events, brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of the PCSRA. For more information and details, visit kimkcoach.com. As far as looking at this week's upcoming PCSRA awesome events, since I did the show Sunday, will be not accepted, Cody. Next week, which will be next Monday, 1 week from tomorrow, we'll recap DTM and Formula E from Germany and London, respectively. We'll give you ratings. We'll go through the top story news and all that, yada, yada, yada. And then we'll look ahead to the upcoming races, and they are in no particular order. Let me go ahead and tell you what races they are. They are, if I get to my motorsports deal, give me a second. You can go away, thank you very much. Let's see, we're going to look ahead to the Hungaroring for W Series, Formula 3, and F1. We also have, in addition to that, oh, that's it, just Hungary. So that's the only races we got to look ahead to is Hungary, and that's it. Wow, we only have to look ahead to Hungary. How about that? So that's the only races we got to look ahead to. Hungary. The only races for next week on Triple P. Can you believe that? So, yes, so we'll be at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian GP, so that's the only race until the summer break. So that's going to be the only thing that we got for Global. So there's some good racing you can watch on the channel and all that. That is a look at this week's upcoming PCSRA Awesome Events, brought to you by Subway Eat Fresh. Presented, proud sponsor of Chloe Baumgartner. What? Why? Up, now you just got me caught. You just caught me, and now everybody on the chat's going to say figures. Yeah, best part, you did it on my stream. Anyway, I'll worry about that chicken later. Anyway, either you can put it back in my room, or we can just leave it alone. So, unless you want to take it for lunch tomorrow, then go run on ahead. So. That way you have something to eat, and if anybody bitches at you for saying, where'd you get that chicken, tell them it was from me. So, anyway. So, we'll look ahead to Hungary next week, which we're excited, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, Great Lakes is looking forward to his NR League, and by the way, Great Lakes will get hugged so far. So that's a look at this week's upcoming PCSRA and all that good stuff. So, there you go. Final thoughts for me. So anyway, so yeah, looking forward to what we're looking forward to next week, if you know what I mean, so far. And probably next week what we'll do, we'll probably talk about some NASCAR news on Triple P next week with the, now I'll have to figure out if everybody is going to be okay. We'll probably do it with the 2022 panelists, if you know what I mean. So we'll get our opinions on the playoffs going in and all that, who we think needs to come out of the break with some rejuvenation and all that, yada, yada, yada. So there you go. So we'll talk about that next week on Triple P. So there you go. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud sponsor of the PCSRA and wants to remind all of our friends that drinking and driving is deadly and illegal. Together we can end DUI. Visit enduyok.com for more details. What? Toby said he was going to take it with him tomorrow, is what he told me. So, as we close the broadcast of the show, we just want to say, again, if you missed it at the top of the show, thank you all again for the birthday wishes. This 27th birthday has been really a lot better versus the one from last year this time, because I didn't know what was going to happen as far as that is concerned. And it's something that I think we can agree we're looking forward to. But as I look ahead to what's coming up, there's still the possibility, and I don't want any of my roommates to say anything about my girlfriend because it's between me and her, and that's it. Nobody else needs to get involved. Where I'm currently still working on the quote of taking her out on a date. Yes, that's still in the back of my mind because I'm still going to do it. I know some people are a little surprised that they haven't heard about this until just now, but to be honest, that's the part we're getting closer. So, just FYI in the deal right now. What do you need, Toby? Yes. I said, if you want to take it for lunch tomorrow, go right ahead. Who? No, I said Toby was going to take it. He did ask. I said Toby was going to take it with him to lunch tomorrow. Don't you love it when roommates interrupt you when you're trying to get ready to finish up the show? Yeah. But, anyway, getting off topic here. But, getting back on the subject here, I'll tell him something off air. But yeah, I'm still working on trying to get the first date. I would like to do this first date sometime next weekend, so that will be something I'm definitely looking forward to. And by the way, Lainey, if you're watching this, I love you, girl. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's, sorry about my roommates being a bunch of... So, anyway. But, yeah, so, that's all I'm going to say about that, so. Hopefully, June Einstein had a good birthday. Hopefully, for PCSRA, we're definitely looking forward to what will be a very good rest of 2021, and hopefully, we are getting ready to discuss the playoffs for the Truck Series after we find out who the 10 drivers will be in the chase for the championship as far as that's concerned. Special thanks to the awesome people. Thank you to Sean Art and all that. Also, special thanks to my panelists, as always. Zachary Taylor, Nathan Orman, Kyle Lengland, Great Lakes. All of our amazing people. Of course, David Heller, who has been good to check it up on me. Same with Jeremy. Special thanks to everybody on David's server, you know, as far as that's concerned. Also, special thanks to Prue, Lucky, and Abigail, which, by the way, I'm going to get all the LP up this week as far as the Spirit Lucky's Big Adventure is concerned, so that way it's all done and the LP is done. Our statistician, Caleb Hobbs, producer and engineer, Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Tang, Alex Hawkins, Dennis Kelly, Tom Shores, and all of that good people. Greg Rutz, our amazing sideline engineer and all that. Daniel Anderson, running the show for us back in our PCSRA Network studios. Can you believe, folks, in a few weeks from now, we'll be getting ready to talk about college football. Yes. Which there's a chance I could host college football, so a college football show on this channel. Probably will have to chat with David about that in the next coming weeks, as far as that's concerned. So yeah, but nonetheless, congratulations one last time to June Einstein, as well as Ben Tennyson, as well as Lewis Hamilton, even though that was kind of iffy on his part, but whatever. SVG, Cameron Waters, for taking 2 out of 3 from Supercars. And also congratulations to all the other winners from this weekend from their competitive series, as we look forward to Global coming up next week. Until next week, my friends, when we recap Germany and London, the 2 great countries in the world, we'll have our national anthem as usual, take you through the awesome news and all that good stuff, and discuss the NASCAR situation in the off time for them. And we look ahead to the greatest country in the world, the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring in beautiful Budapest, Hungary. Until next week, this is Daniel Vole saying, Boomer Sooner, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Until then, it's goodbye, and see you again next time. Take care, everybody.
On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, PCSRA Paddock Pass has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Thanks for joining us for the PCSRA Paddock Pass Show. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation on the PCSRA Sports Network. Copyright 2021 by the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues and the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association.